Overstimulated but expanding. Welcome to the Self Concept Bestie podcast. I'm your host, Laura. Today, oh, today, today I feel overstimulated. Not gonna lie. Not anxious, not low, just full. Do you know that way where your brain feels like it's got too many tabs open and they're all running at the one time? And I almost didn't record today. I almost didn't record the podcast because I thought I have nothing to say. But maybe, just maybe, this is the episode. This is the episode that was meant to be recorded today. Because I'm building something. I'm going live more. I'm being seen more. I'm doing some deep, deep belief work. And I'm stepping into a version of me that actually runs a successful business. So when I'm feeling full, I almost need to sit back and realise that I'm full because everything's going right. Because everything is now aligning. I'm on that right path. Like my brain is just almost wanted to shut down. And when I thought about not recording the podcast before, Laura would have been like, yeah, we'll just leave that. It's too much. It's too much. But after all of this belief work, I don't let myself down anymore. I'm not going to self sabotage. So, of course, I'm going to record because no matter what, I've always got something to say that is going to resonate with somebody that somebody needs to hear. And this is the work that I'm doing. So, actually, you know what? I've just realised, well, I've even said that the belief work that I've been doing, recoding all of these limiting beliefs, I've just noticed an integration there because I would normally have self sabotaged. I normally would have thought, I'll just leave that Friday episode. 1 week won't do. It doesn't matter about 1 week. It's not a big deal. But I don't let myself down anymore. I trust myself. I trust myself to show up. Not for anybody else but me. I trust my voice to be heard. Even if it's just by one person. Here, even if it's just by me. I actually do like that. I've learned to love the sound of my own voice now. I suppose you have to when you're doing things like this, don't you? But actually, it's my brain wouldn't allow me not to record this today. It looked for an opportunity and I took it. So I wasn't going to let myself down. So I was always going to record it, even although I felt blank. It wasn't the problem of not actually staying true to myself. It was just not really sure what to say. And now that I'm here, I feel like I almost know what I want to say. When you're doing any like identity work and expanding into something, somebody you've never been able to identify with before, you know, the girl who believed that it's not safe for me to receive, that's a belief that I've just integrated. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. When I didn't feel safe to receive, the girl who then has clients wait on a waiting list for me to help them, that wouldn't have felt normal for her. But it feels normal for me now because I've changed that belief. When you're doing it, when you're doing this identity work, you're changing who you are. So of course it's going to feel full. Of course it can sometimes feel heavy. And anyone that's going to tell you that it's all rainbows and butterflies, for those that can't hear me in the back, I call bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Because we don't actually sometimes see the messy stuff, the messy parts of the heaviness that we feel when we're sitting. We know what we need to do, but we feel full, we feel overstimulated. There's so much noise going on. All of these tabs are open, and you're not really sure where you're going. You maybe almost feel like you're in that void almost. And when you're being more visible on, well, I'm obviously being a lot more visible on social media. When you're being more visible, that stretches that safety part of your brain, because as soon as you put your voice out there, your face out there, what are you opening yourself up to? Sheer and utter judgment from everybody, good and bad. And you have to have an identity that can hold that, that isn't going to allow somebody that has nothing better to do with their time than pull another human down. You have to be able to hold that and trust who you are and be in that identity of knowing what you're doing is fundamentally going to be able to help change people's lives, regardless of the well, one or two negative comments. And what I've noticed with myself, when my brain like was blank, like today, that's almost the integration phase for me. And it's the moment that I need to keep moving. And it's not because I'm overwhelmed, as in I'm shutting down. It's that my body's getting used to being successful, being busy in business. So I'm integrating into that new identity, and it can feel a lot. But that's the days then that I don't stop. Like I still record a podcast. Could I have waited till tomorrow? Yes. But did I give myself a promise to do it today? Yeah. So I show up for me. I don't let myself down anymore. So growth isn't always this hype that everybody says it is. Sometimes it's just the quiet integration, recalibration, and sheer inner trust in yourself. When we're in this quiet, in this void where you're doing all this integration work, you're changing the beliefs and you're moving in the right direction, but it's a bit of a void. It's not failure. It is not failure, because the version of me that I am integrating into that's successful, that is visible, that is boss bitch energy woman, I can feel her. I can feel her. But today my body just feels like it maybe needs a lie down. And you know what? That's okay, because it's just my nervous system catching up to the new identity. I'm wanting to let you into a little insight of some of the stuff that's shifted for me recently. To be fair, I've just quickly wrote some notes down because there's almost too much, and there's too much. There is so much that's changed, but there's some really key moments for me that has already changed my life. So the first big one for me was, and if you follow me on social media, you'll maybe know this story. But I struggle to get up in the morning. And you're maybe saying to yourself right now, don't we all, Laura? Don't we all? Third world problems. But I mean, I had a pit of dread in my stomach every day, and it would take me at least 2 hours to shift it. My alarm would get snoozed for at least 40 minutes. I'm rushing around trying to get kids ready for school. I'm then overstimulated. I'm stressed. And I knew that a woman running a successful business, helping clients, She's not lying in her bed snoozing alarms, pit of dread in her stomach. That's not who I am. So I went through a full session and we worked on the emotion dread and what beliefs of safety I had created around that. And I shifted it and it created new beliefs. And guess what? Every day since, I have been up before 6 a.m. Yeah, that's great. We're up early. Woohoo. But do you know what the biggest thing for me is? That feeling in my stomach of dread, of being unsafe in the morning. It's away. It doesn't exist anymore because I changed the root cause of the belief. Now, the ripple effect of that. Something that has obviously been linked, but I've never even realised it. So I had a realisation about 2 months ago that when I feel really good, really positive, high vibe, would you like? I would always say, I fancy a bottle of wine. But actually, what I was doing was my body never felt safe feeling that good, feeling that high energy. So when I was wanting alcohol, fancying a bottle of wine, it was actually to numb the feeling of feeling high, of feeling good, because my body didn't feel, my nervous system didn't feel safe in it. That's the reality. That I didn't feel safe feeling good, that good things were happening to me. So my brain wanted to numb it down. And the best way it knew how was to tell me it wanted a drink. Guess what? I don't actually want to do anymore. Reach for the bottle of wine. When I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling high, when everything is going right, I don't want the alcohol because my body now feels safe. That's a new normal for me, just to feel good majority of the time. To feel high, to feel positive, to feel like knowing that everything is working out. I'm not reaching for that to numb it. Don't get me wrong. I would still go and have a bottle of wine if I'm going out or if I fancy the weekend, but not because I'm wanting to numb anything, because I want to do it because I enjoy it. So the ripple effect of me changing a belief of dread actually has counteracted what I'm already doing. Because when I'm feeling good, I'm not wanting to numb that anymore because that belief is away. So it's not just changed one thing, it's changed loads of things in my life. Sorry, that is just key mum moment parenting right there. My son just walked in the room while I was recording. They were away out with their auntie. I am there we go. Real life right here, real unedited, unfiltered podcast recording for you. Sorry, where was I? Okay, yeah, another belief. I worked on it's not safe for me to receive. I had a belief that was created little 8-year-old me that it wasn't safe for me to receive. And the emotion around that was disappointment. So when I worked on this disappointment. What did Laura need in that time? 8-year-old Laura, what did she need? One that felt disappointed, she felt scared, she felt stupid. And I went back and I gave her what she needed and I recoded in the new beliefs. And then on the back of that, the session the next day that I done was reaching out to clients to get clients on board. I had an emotion that I didn't realise was trapped or feeling scared to do that. And it took me back to my time when I was 18 in the bank, my first proper job, having to sell credit cards to clients. And they would always say no. They never wanted the credit card for the bank. And it made me feel scared. So that little 18-year-old was still running the show today. But Laura, who knows that she can change people's lives, who runs a successful business, isn't scared to reach out to people. If they don't want to work with her, then that's okay. But I'm not scared to tell people what I can do to help them. So already, after changing my belief of disappointment yesterday and reaching out to people feeling scared this afternoon, I now have 2 people on my waiting list. 2 people on my waiting list for me to be able to help them change their patterns, change their beliefs, to change their life. And I didn't feel scared doing it. I didn't feel scared reaching out. People around me treat me differently. They talk to me differently because my beliefs are different. And to add to that, I got gifted a lovely free coffee. And I got a nice email to say that I'm getting £150 that I didn't even realise I was due. All because I shifted my identity and who I am. Like when I tell you changing your beliefs, change your life, it's mind blowing. It's actually mind blowing. So if you're going through something, you're in a pattern, you're in a hole, just know that there's light. There is light at the end of the tunnel. That when you are expanding, when you're moving into a new identity, if you are in the process of changing the beliefs as well, and you're feeling how I'm feeling, you're feeling possibly a bit overstimulated, full, just know that you're not sabotaging it. You're sitting in it. You're listening to your body because we can't go back. So if you're building something and you're being more visible, if you're changing the beliefs and you're feeling overstimulated, it is never, ever regression. It might just be that we're expanding and our body's just fatigued because our nervous system is just taking that little extra time to catch up. And maybe, just maybe, success doesn't always feel loud. Maybe success feels slow, full, and actually easy. My waiting list is now open for clients. These sessions run for 2.5 hours and it is £180 on a training rate for a session, which will be going up to £250 once fully accredited in 2 months' time. So this is your chance to get a steal while you can. See your patterns, see your beliefs, change your patterns, change your beliefs, change your life. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, today is already an amazing day.